To offer the prayers that are on our hearts this morning. Offer a couple of prayers for healing. Helen Chester fell at home earlier this week. She's okay, it's my understanding. And we want to hold Helen in our prayers. And also Connie Bauer. Connie and Bob are longtime members at Parkrose. They haven't been around, they've been ill. Connie was in the hospital, is now moving to a rehab facility. So those two prayers for healing. God of love.
Thank you for your prayers.
What prayers do you bring?
I have a good friend, Peg, who's going back in for her second surgery of cancer. Can you please give her a prayer?
Ask prayers for his friend Peg, who's going back for her second cancer surgery. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
I'd like to ask for prayers for safe travels for my grandson. He's leaving Wednesday to go to India to be in his friend's wedding.
Nancy asks prayers for her grandson, traveling mercies as he travels to India. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
I have several family concerns, sister, daughter, son-in-law, and sister-in-law who are all going through traumatic and/or medical issues this week. Just asking prayers for my family.
April asks prayers for her family. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
I would like to offer prayers of thanks for checks and balances and for people who are standing up every year.
Sharon offers prayers of thanks for checks and balances and for those who are willing to stand up. God of love.
We thank you for your
I
presence.
just want to thank the Lord that Michael made it back home safely from Vegas.
Rodney offers prayers of thanksgiving that his friend Michael made it back safely from Las Vegas. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
Yes.
A prayer of joy. We went to Parkrose High School yesterday and saw the Northwest, or Men's Ensemble Northwest. They came in and taught young men from every high schools in the region how to sing choral music. And they put on a performance, and so did the ensemble. And it was wonderful.
Jan offers thanksgiving for Men's Ensemble Northwest, which gathered and taught young men the intricacies of choral singing and put on a concert. Prayers of thanksgiving. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
Prayers for the family of Dick Aaron.
Prayers for the family of Dick Aaron, his widow Pauline. Several of us were at his memorial service yesterday. Dick and Pauline were longtime members at Eastminster Presbyterian, moved to be closer to children in the Hyder, Beaverton area. And, he passed a couple of weeks ago. God of love.
We thank you for your presence.
Let's pray together. Gracious and loving God, we open our hearts to you in this moment, asking you to hear our prayers. We ask you to be with those we've named aloud, as well as those we hold close to us in the silence of our own hearts. May they feel your presence, and may we be the ones who bring that presence to them. We pray for all those in leadership in our world, asking for reason and wisdom to prevail in situations that could get out of hand easily. We ask you to help them find the truth in that violence only promotes violence. It doesn't resolve. Help us to work peacefully for peace, understanding that it's through our connections with each other that we can truly become one. We also ask that you be with those living on our city streets so that they can find food and shelter and that relationship, that connection that helps them feel affirmed as part of the web of existence. All of these things we ask in the name of your Son, our teacher and brother, Jesus of Nazareth, who taught us to pray together in these words from Luke. Abba God, help us to honor your name. Come and set up your kingdom. Give us each day the food we need. Forgive our sins as we forgive everyone who has done wrong to us. And keep us from being tempted. Amen. For our peace moment today, I lift up the Interfaith Advocacy Day sponsored by Ecumenical Ministries of Oregon in Salem on Tuesday. There are about 500 people gathered to bring concerns of the faith community to those legislators who work in the Capitol. There were 10 members of this congregation there. So I give thanks for that chance that we had to speak up as people of faith and meet one-on-one or 20-on-1 with our legislators. There are announcements on the back of the bulletin. It's our annual meeting, and we're going to kind of flow into that as seamlessly as possible. Snowcap auctions. It's the 50th anniversary of Snowcap, and Parkrose and Eastminster were both founding members of Snowcap. And we want to be sure we have good representation at the auction celebrating that 50th anniversary. And Flo Lurch has information if you're interested. We ask that you not buy the tickets from Snowcap, but buy them from us, because we're monitoring all that.
Starting next Sunday.
Starting next Sunday, she'll be selling tickets. There's $60 each. Also, a week from Wednesday, a week and a half away, Wednesday the 22nd of February, I'm playing an organ concert at the old church. It's a free concert. It's a sack lunch concert. Bring your lunch. Come and enjoy American music in honor of President's Day. Tomorrow night is the Square Riggers dinner, and if you are interested in coming, talk to Lucille Harding about that. All right, other announcements.
Good morning. We are amassing quite the collection of orange bags for our textile drive, so that's really great news. They'll be picking that up here at the end of the month, but just to clear up some things, we're going to be doing this at least until June, so if you have an orange bag and have it partly filled up, go ahead and just bring it, and we'll make sure that it gets donated, and I'll make sure to report totals and things like that once we have them, but we are going to be doing this till June, so just a reminder that it is still time to put stuff in a bag and bring it to church. And if you're not sure what you need to bring, there's signs in the narthex and around, but clothing, gently used clothing, towels, bedding, leather goods, purses, shoes, that kind of thing. And then it goes to ARC, and they pay us 20 cents a pound. So I will report totals again later on.
Thank you.
All I'm missing is a Valentine's hat, okay? So, all right, our mystery February food of the month has now been identified. Judy Allen stepped up and volunteered to make something yummy for us. She will be making chicken and wild rice casserole, a perfect Sunday lunch or supper. Take it home, warm it up, and poof, your Sunday meal is ready. I'll be selling tickets for those after the meeting, after we are dismissed here. Tickets are $1 each or 6 for $5. But wait, there's more. Now that the savory food of the month has been taken care of, we have an extra special bonus edition food of the month Pugsley Chocolate Factory Bake Sale to tempt and delight you. Clayton was in our kitchen Friday and Saturday, baking up a storm, some delectable chocolate goodies for you, or perhaps your Valentine's sweetie. Since we didn't get to have a January Food of the Month fundraiser, I wanted to do something to make up for it. Have to keep my numbers high since this is a line item for the budget, you know. Some of you have heard of Clayton's famous chocolate orbit cake and have tried to win it in the past at the auction or Food of the Month drawing. And now is your chance, or at least it was a chance, to get a piece of it and try it because they've already been going. Since it is so fabulously rich, made with dark chocolate, butter, eggs, and sugar, a little goes a long way. So we have divided it up into smaller, heart-shaped pieces. And so you can have a smaller chunk to try and find out for yourself what all the fuss is about. I think they only have 2 of those left. We also have moist, scrumptious cherry chocolate cake. Clayton made 2 of them, which we divided into 2, so we have 4 smaller cakes. One has chocolate cream frosting, chocolate cream cheese frosting. 2 have a semi-sweet chocolate frosting, and 1 has a chocolate ganache chocolate. Do you see a theme here? All I can say is, oh my. So, and last but no less delicious, we have Ghirardelli chocolate brownies. Those are just plain old yum. Those are packaged on 4 per plate, but if you want more, buy 2 or 3 or 4, it's okay with me. I will have a table set up in the narthex. Right now it's sitting right inside the fellowship hall. And because of the way we're doing these things, I'll pop out there when you go get your refreshments if you want to come by and peruse.
Let's not do that.
Okay.
We're trying to do that
Do
quickly.
that fast? Okay.
So-
But after...
So shut the door, you have to go
Shut the
after
door.
the meeting.
Okay, you have to go after the meeting, but I will set it up out here so you can get to it on your way out. We don't want you to pass it by. So please stop and smell the chocolate, then buy some too. I need to sell it all, or I will have to take it home and eat it myself, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you? There's a limited supply, so hurry on by after the meeting, after service today. All proceeds go to our general operating fund to support our ministry. Thank you.
Yay. Ryan Van Benthuizen has something.
Hi, everybody. First, let me say I've got a sinus thing going on in my ear, so it sounds like I'm, to me, talking a lot louder than I actually am. So if I'm speaking too quietly, just let me know. I have an announcement for everybody. And it's going to cause conflicting emotions in a lot of you. And I'm going to be an emotional wreck while I do it. As I thought about the best way to do this for our community here, I sat down and I decided you deserve a story. So I wrote you a story. And then after I wrote it and I began to read it, I realized how appropriate it was that I did this, because this is not my story at all. God wrote this story. It's a true fairy tale of fate and abandoned eyes and family announcement. The year was 1980. A little boy, 8 years old, was spending his days in Columbus, Ohio, doing what little boys do best, running, laughing, playing, not really caring about anything else, let alone girls. At the same time, a little girl 6 years old was doing much the same just north of Cleveland, Ohio, probably not thinking much about boys other than how annoying they are. Neither the little boy nor the little girl ever crossed paths in the pursuit of childhood. Just a few years later, the little boy moved with his family to Rochester, New York. At the same time, that little girl left Ohio with her family to Scottsdale, Arizona. They were just 2 strangers in life, now living at opposite ends of the country. Years went by and the decade changed. In the early 90s, on a whim, that little boy, now young man, moved to Flagstaff, Arizona to attend Northern Arizona University. That little girl, now young woman, drove up the mountain from Phoenix Valley to start her education at NAU. They actually lived in dorms next door to each other, yet they never crossed paths. In the fall of '95, the young man was sitting in a class with the desks arranged in a horseshoe. He was facing the window with his back to the door, just as he always did. A young woman arrived at class late, and he noticed her as she entered. After several days, he realized the young woman showed up exactly 20 minutes late every single day. The very next day, he began sitting with his back to the window facing the door so he could see her face every day when she entered. He used to watch the clock above the door, waiting for the 20-minute mark. She would grab the seat closest to the door as to not interrupt the class. When the bell rang, she would always be the first to slip out the door. They never had the opportunity to speak. She, in fact, likely didn't even notice he was there. In the spring of '96, the young man was reporting for the NAU newspaper. One day, the editor walked into the newsroom with the young woman and introduced her to the young man. She was going to be reporting for the paper, too. As they shook hands, the young man said, "It's about time you showed up." To which she responded, "Do I know you?" Not wanting to seem like a creepy stalker, the young man simply said, "I've seen you around." Neither one knew what the other was thinking when they shook hands, although it turns out they were thinking the same exact thing. They spent the next several months endlessly arguing on deadline. Sometimes the editor would even make them go outside to work it out. In the process of those relentless outside breaks, the two began to become great friends. At the end of that semester, the man vanished to Chicago for a few months, and the woman remained in Flagstaff. When the man returned, his friends decided to take him out on the town. When he entered the upper level of the Smoky Flagstaff dive, he saw through the Friday night crowd the thick cloud, and that woman was sitting alone at a table toward the back. He split the crowd and walked up to her for reasons unknown, chose to start the conversation with, "What the blank are you doing here?" She responded, "What the blank are you doing here?" That's when he knew he was in love. He said, "Is anybody sitting there? Would you mind if I sat down?" It took 3 whole days for him to work up the nerve to kiss her goodnight. After he did, the two became inseparable. 6 months later, they were engaged. A year and a half after that, they were married. Nearly 20 years after that, they remain inseparable and have 2 beautiful sons. As it turns out, when they shook hands that fateful day in the newsroom, they were both thinking to themselves that they would be married someday. Although they lived just a few hours apart as children, it took a series of unlikely events thousands of miles away from their childhoods to bring them together. And together is where they remain. That little boy's name is Ryan, and that little girl's name is Becky. Now in the year 2017, Ryan, Becky, and their sons, Quentin and Colton, are returning to the place where it began without really beginning at all. It is the truest meaning of a full circle. My friends and family, we are going home. After 10 years in Portland, Becky, the boys, and I are moving to Shaker Heights, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. It's all happening very quickly, as it does in retail. Becky has accepted a position with Lowe's there, and she starts in 2 weeks. She's sorry she couldn't be here today. She sends her love and prayers. She will be here next week. She reworked her schedule, and it's important to her that she can be here to say goodbye in person, because it'll be the last Sunday she'll be able to be here. Me and the boys are going to stay behind until the house sells, so you may have us a month, 2 months, 3 months, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you.
So thank you all very much.
And we are going to miss you. Okay, there's Kleenex boxes. We'd like to take a moment now for you to go get some cookies and coffee and come back as quickly as you can so we can get right on with the meeting portion of our morning service. And I'll see you back here in just a few.